What is up YouTube? Welcome back to episode 4 of this series where I am building a Lo-fi Chillhop track from scratch in FL Studio. So far we've built a track that has got a couple of different melodies, got a nice drum beat, and we've built in some nice ambient layers. In this episode we're going to look at arranging that track, separating all of the different stems out and building it into a full song and adding any finishing touches that we feel like it may need. My name is Sam and I work under the artist name of Akayo. Let's jump into this. For the benefit of anyone who hasn't watched the first 3 parts of this series, or a reminder for anyone who has, this is how our beat is currently sounding. A really nice, warm, chilled out, vibey track, and it's coming along quite nicely. I think the first thing to do today is to split this out and start thinking about some sort of an arrangement for a full song, and then we will start filling in some pockets and adding in some extra little flourishes to get this beat completed. So the first thing I'm going to do here is right click on this pattern and split this by channel, and what that's going to do is split all of these different instruments into their own patterns, and I can then arrange these in the playlist as I like. Let's get rid of everything there. So we've got our rain sound, our forest sound, and our Foley. So what I'm going to do is just drag those in. Let's bring that Foley down so that we have some space to fill in with our other patterns. And this is a good opportunity for you to get organized with your playlist. So I tend to keep all of my pianos and melodic sounds at the top, and I usually have my bass, sort of a separator from the melodics to the rhythm. Then I have all of my drums and Foley sounds. At the very bottom, I'll have my ambient sounds. So let's grab our first piano sound here and drag that in. So what I'm going to do here is just drag everything into the playlist. And now we can see that we've got everything arranged into its own row of the playlist. What I don't want to do is start the track with absolutely everything playing at the same time. We'll grab these and we'll just clone them 4 or 5 times so that we have a bit of space to play with. And what I'll probably do is take out everything except the piano in the start there. So when I'm arranging my beats, I like to think about the full picture of the song. So what I think I'm going to do here is an intro here, nice 8-bar, possibly 4-bar intro, and then we'll do maybe another 8 bars of building up to the hook of the song, then probably 16 bars or maybe 8 bars, just the hook, everything playing nicely together. Then I'll probably have a short bridge or intermission there, and then we'll probably bring it all back together at the end there for just one final big crescendo. And then maybe we'll do an outro if we feel like the track needs it. So like I said, we've got an intro here, just piano. And then I might drag in a different piano. So now I've got these 2 piano parts playing here for our intro, but I think we need something else going on. So maybe we can start introducing this GMS sound. Maybe we'll try this one instead. Yeah, that's got a nice ambient vibe to it, so we'll layer that in the background. And let's start layering in our pad as well at the start here. Actually went for a 4-bar intro there and then a 4-bar build because I felt like 8 bars was just a little too long for the intro. Now what I am going to do here is cut this piano in half, make that unique, and then I'm going to raise this first 4 bars up an octave so we get this nice intro that's slightly different to the rest of the track. And then I actually think what I'm going to do is raise this whole 8 bars up an octave because that sounded really nice. So now what I've got is 8 bars that is an octave higher from the rest of the track. And then we get this nice transition, everything comes in and you get this real laid back vibe from the track. There is something that's missing there, and that is some transition sounds. So what I'm going to do is delve into my packs and grab a couple of transitions that I think are going to help ease you into that section. So I think what I'm going to do here is grab a really subtle transition. I've got this one here, and then I'm going to grab something that is a little bit more prevalent and something that's really going to help with that transition. So I'm just going to mix these down, and then let's take a listen to how this sounds. We've now got the hook, or the main part of the song, playing twice. So I think what I'm going to do is after that break down and give us some sort of a bridge. Let's take the guitar out because that's a really harsh lead, as well as most of the drums. Taken the drums out, I've taken the bass out, and I've taken the guitar out. What I've also done is taken out our main pad and reintroduced our strings, because that's going to really separate this section from the previous section. I've got a melody playing for about half of the bridge, and then I've reintroduced that high octave piano to refamiliarize the listener, because they heard that at the start of the track. And then I'm going to use our sweeps and our transitions to bring us back into the final hook of the song. So let's drag these along here and line them up. I've also cut any melody that was playing for that final bar just to give us a really nice break, and then everything comes back in and it should sound really effective. So after the end of this hook, this is how our bridge is sounding into the next hook. And now we have a really lovely beat. Now, after that bridge section, I brought everything in together. We've also got the strings playing with the pad at the same time, and that gives a really nice full body sound, and that's something we haven't heard already in the track. I did take out the last 4 bars of the strings here. They build up really nicely, but it just doesn't quite fit in with everything else playing at the same time. And then I did bring them back in there for the end, but I've cut the very end of everything there. The very last chord of the song, I've brought in that final high octave chord to give a really lovely, warm, almost nostalgic feeling to the end of the track. So let's take a listen just to these last 8 bars and you'll see exactly what I mean. Just super lovely, really, really nice way to end your tracks there. Something familiar, the listener has already heard this before, but also a little bit of a surprise, but a really, really nice, almost jazzy way of ending the track. What we've got here is a really full and lovely track. We've got a couple of melodies going on. We've got a ton of different instruments. We've got a nice drum beat. We've got some Foley, some pads, some strings, and some ambience playing in the background there. Now, if I was going to take this track further, there's still final mixing to do, there's mastering to do. I also think I'd introduce another instrument in the bridge and use that to really set the second half of the track apart from the rest of the track. I would also go ahead and add in some more sweeps and some more maybe lasers, just some more atmospheric ambient sounds to this track, and I might go away and do that and then come back and show you how the final track sounds. If I do, I'll include it here, but if I don't, then we will stop this one here. If you have joined me for this whole journey, thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this series. Let me know if you want to do another one, and maybe in a month or two we'll do a second series of this while we build a completely different beat. These last 4 videos have been my main 4 elements, the different sections of tracks as I'm building them. You might find that yours are slightly different, but that's absolutely fine. Like I said, my name is Sam and I work under the artist name of Akayo. If you have enjoyed this series, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I think that's about it. Peace.